You know, I used to hate getting socks as Christmas presents. They're the best, man.
I fucking love
They're
it.
so good. I love it.
I don't ever see myself like leaving my yard to go buy socks.
I would love pajamas.
Oh mate,
I would love and just a nice thick pair of long johns.
I think we're getting old, bro.
Fam, we're bare old. Look at us. We're having like chamomile tea, fam.
Hello and welcome to Respect the Mic podcast.
I thought you were gonna do your little.
No, that was it.
I was waiting for it. This is the podcast where we talk about Asian things that matter to Asian people. As always,
pew, pew.
I'm your host, Michael Lamb. Pew, pew, pew.
And I'm your boy, Michael Trung. And yeah, man, we're excited. We're in episode 16 now.
It's been quick, you know.
That
I always
is
say that.
16 weeks of this and sharing these moments. And I think over this time,
That's 4 months.
shit.
That's a third of a year, you know.
Shit. I feel like we've really, I mean, I don't know how many people are actually listening. We're so Asian. I should look at the stats a bit more.
Yeah.
But I feel like we really got something special here, man.
Yeah.
Whether or not anybody's ever listening, obviously we want people to listen. So please do share it. But I think it's good, man, because we're really getting some of our demons out.
I think we've talked about a lot of things that I think our audience feel is important, and we're getting it out there.
Yeah, I mean,
which I think is really nice.
I've had like a couple friends say, you know, oh, that's mad. Like,
that
you talked about that, and you know, that's so similar for me, and that they could relate. I'm just hoping that people will share it, and we can keep growing our conversation.
But even that, it started a nice little conversation between like us two a lot.
Oh yeah,
definitely a lot. But even like with our circle of friends as well, like that conversation never would have happened before this podcast, and now it's
man,
not bigging us up too much, but it's just nice. It's just nice to get that sort of thing going.
It's good to get a conversation rolling, and I think we can cheers that. Cheers that.
You timed that so nicely. That was sweet. Okay,
so I just want to ask, how are you, Lam? After that kind of digress session.
I've been good, man. I've been relaxing. I've just been sorting out my flat, but that's just always on.
Yeah, man.
But I've been chilling, relaxing.
It's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. It's gonna get better.
Yeah, of course.
The rest of your life. You were well stressed the last time you came on the episode.
Allow I was stressed.
You spent most of your time here talking about your house.
Yeah.
With Richard.
Yeah.
And then you actually got on the podcast, and that was like the mind. That was the sub conversation.
I just did my thing.
And as soon as it was over,
back onto the flat.
So yeah, about my walls. What do you think, Richard?
Seriously, do you think I should be doing this, or should I be doing that? But yeah, he gave me some good advice. Actually, I felt a lot better after that. So,
you know, props to him.
Bless Richard.
What did I say, man? Man is. I was bigging him up like when I introed him, but those are all legit things. Man's got a master's degree in civil engineering.
It was blessed.
So he knows his shit. He knows his shit. It's always good to have friends and family.
And you never know who's gonna help.
Different jobs, you get that. You never know.
Advice,
you never know. And I've had a normal week, work, grinding, all these different projects that we're working on.
Yeah.
And I'm tired. I'm fucking tired.
There's a lot of shit going on. Like a lot of flight.
All of these shits. Yeah. Bro, we need to get a budget. I'm really thinking, man, Patreon. People start giving us money. I'm wearing the same clothes I was probably wearing in like episode 5, 6, 7. I don't even fucking know. People have commented like, Michael, you've really let yourself go. Like your hair, you cussing me, Michael.
He can't afford a razor blade. That's why you're seeing that moustache.
This isn't a situation issue, yeah? It's a choice. It's not a situation of circumstance.
I thought you were just trying to...
It's a choice I made.
I thought you were just looking a bit more hobo.
I'm trying to go for different roles and show versatility in multiple ways, and that is also my look. I don't just look like a nerd.
Yeah. I want to show your versatility. One of your versatilities is I can grow more facial hair.
I feel like that is definitely one of the things that they're going to be asking about when they're casting somebody, because everybody else can grow hair.
What else can you do with your body? Can you shave your eyebrows? How do you look with shaved eyebrows? How do you look without glasses? Are you okay with contact lenses?
Are you down for the monk look? The shaved head? Fuck it hell. But yeah, man, I'm just grateful to be here, grateful to be having this conversation. But one thing that really kind of I was pondering about since last week was this whole, and we touched on it with Richard when we talked about it during the Confessions of a Bad Asian.
Confessions of a Bad Asian, yeah.
Confessions of Bad Asian, rip off.
Yeah. Ripped off from Asian, not Asian.
But yeah, we talked about how we was in that restaurant, and I said the direct translation of 7-Up, which is Tatsung in Cantonese, which is wrong, is incorrect.
Terribly wrong.
Is very incorrect. Is Tathei.
But you took a leap of faith.
I did.
You were like, I'm gonna trust my Chinese. I know these 2 words. I've directly translated them from English to Chinese.
It must be right.
And you was like, this is my moment to shine.
This is gonna be right. This is gonna be, yeah, that's right. I was trying to show off in
and
that
then you're
moment.
gonna be like, I want to validate myself. I know Chinese.
Oh, 16, 17-year-old Michael needs validation, yeah. Because them times I was really coming into my Chineseness.
Yeah.
I was like identifying with being a Chinese kid.
And then...
Well, I fucked up, innit? I fucking fucked up, didn't I? You know this.
Traumatic. Traumatic. You took that leap of faith and it just all came crumbling down.
It's only fucking traumatic because you lot still ridicule me for it. It's like every once in a blue moon, someone will be like, do you remember that time when Michael was like, Tatsung?
I always feel bad because at the time I actually thought you were right and I just kept quiet, like I said in the last time.
Fucking dick. Fucking snake.
Just conformed.
And that got me thinking really about how shit my Cantonese actually is. And when we were talking before we actually started the podcast, you were saying how it's funny how our parents didn't teach us their actual language. Well, there was that
they were brought up on.
Yeah. Which is Ngaiwa, which is like a weird dialect of Cantonese.
It's a strange dialect.
See, we're not really that informed, and that's kind of been the way.
But yeah,
it has been since the beginning.
Yeah. But so our parents spoke to us in Cantonese.
Yeah.
But
well, in my case, my parents spoke to me in Ngaiwa.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was Cantonese.
Oh, so it's different with you.
Yeah.
Whereas my parents actually just spoke to me in Cantonese.
So they differentiate.
Yeah, they can differentiate, but they just made like an informed decision and was just like, I'm gonna teach them Cantonese and not the language that me and my mum and dad actually spoke at home and grew up on.
So when they speak to each other, are they speaking
Cantonese?
They're speaking Cantonese as well, not even Ngaiwa.
No, it's just Cantonese.
So they just ruled it out of your household.
Yeah. But it's so weird. So Ngaiwa is the language that my grandparents spoke and basically all my aunties and uncles spoke. And it's like a weird dialect. You've probably heard of Hakka, which is something Gok Wan speaks. He's like the most famous export of that dialect.
Is he?
Yeah, you didn't know that.
I always just thought he was just the gay Chinese guy from England.
Well, yeah, he speaks Hakka, and he's
know.
Always spoken about it, like in the documentaries he's done.
Oh, okay, props to man.
But yeah,
bringing light to Hakka.
But Ngai is Hakka itself is a rare dialect.
Very few
within
people
China
we know speak that.
Yeah, but Ngai is even more rare. It's like probably like 5% of Hakka. It's a weird dialect, and
it kind of sounds like Cantonese, and then but with like a Vietnamese accent.
No, I don't sound anything like Vietnam.
Nah, bruv. Like when some of the like, so okay, whenever I would speak Cantonese to like when we were growing up, when we were chilling, Aunt, Richard, everybody else, and obviously Aunt had the best Chinese of everybody. He's our very close mate, Anthony. And we call him Ant or Little Cunt. I'm sorry if you don't like that language, but he is a little...
That's so normal to us to call him that.
Yeah,
but for others, that's like 0 to 100, like real quick.
But yeah, his Chinese was the best. And every time I would speak Cantonese to him, yeah, he would cuss me and be like you sound like you're speaking Vietnamese, and other people would say that as well. And obviously, my use of the words and stuff, he would just be like, "What the fuck are you even saying?"
Yeah.
And it was only very, after like 2 years of hanging out with him that I realized, oh shit, this whole time I wasn't even speaking Cantonese. I was speaking Ngaiwa.
But didn't you watch like TVB at home?
No.
Oh, you had none of that.
No. We didn't really have TVB.
Oh, you were restricted, boy.
We were watching like Cartoon Network.
Oh.
And like I would stay up and watch. There was some other channel, like I don't know. I think it's called like. It was like a late night cartoon channel, and it had like Cowboy Bebop.
Oh.
And like the really sick animes.
Oh, so you never really got to hear Cantonese?
Nah, not really. My mum always tried to speak Cantonese in the house, and like she would just be like, speak to me in Cantonese and speak to grandma in Cantonese, so we can learn it. She would just say Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
So I always thought that was just a broad term. She never said Cantonese. She just said Chinese.
Yeah.
Just speak Chinese at home.
Yeah.
Gong. And so yeah, I was always fucking confused. I was misinformed or uninformed. Cheers,
your
mum.
Your
Cheers,
mum
dad.
thought you were speaking Cantonese, but it just wasn't at all.
It wasn't.
But
yeah, at all. It was weird.
I think it was a bit of a mix, though.
Yeah, because when I started hanging around with you guys and coming into my Chinese heritage and identity, then I would want to learn more words. So I was chilling with you guys more, and we would speak, and we'd be around each other's houses, and like I'd hear more and more Cantonese spoken, and then obviously we're staying around Ant's house, and we were watching Cantonese movies.
Trust me.
And so that was like my learning.
So when I was younger, and I knew my Chinese was quite bad, but then my cousins' Chinese were also quite bad as well.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not all of them, but most of them. And then, like the few Chinese friends I had in primary school and secondary school, their Chinese were also bad. So then I was like, maybe this is just a generational thing. I mean, it's so difficult. I mean, like English was our first language. It's just natural that our Chinese is going to be bad. So this is cool. And then a few years down the line, I met a few people and I met a few friends, and I was like, your Chinese is actually like a Chinese person. Like you're a real Chinese person who knows how to really speak Chinese. And I was just like, what the flip is this? Like, I was so confused. I was like, does this exist? But then his English is terrible, so maybe there's a bit of a trade-off. But at the same time, I was like, what the hell?
I think it's a case of the way we think as well. Like, I think in English.
Yeah.
And so when I'm trying to speak Cantonese, I have to form the sentences in English and translate them in my head to Cantonese.
But why do you think our Chinese is so bad, though?
I think, right, it is down to personality, but also environment. Because obviously most of our parents were like, speak Chinese at home.
Yeah.
And then it really was down to the kids themselves
to pick it up.
Yeah. And I was fully integrated into that, normal English society. There's white people, there's black people. There was nobody really to speak Cantonese to, or I never felt like there would be any gratification for speaking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what is the point? Like
everybody speaks English.
I only speak it to you guys.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
And it's like, what are we even saying? Like,
eat rice. And that's it. You don't need it for any life skills. All you need to learn, the only Chinese you needed to learn was how to eat dinner or like how to function within the family home, and that was it.
Yeah, basically doing shit at home, like doing the laundry, do the dishes, come and eat. All of those like basic phrases. I have down to a T pretty much. Well, no, that's a big statement. I know most like how to say most things, but I still get ripped for a lot of shit.
But I think it's because my parents as well, when they would speak to me, it was only those like sort of commands. It was never conversational, So it was difficult to pick up.
Yeah, we weren't talking about the world situation.
Yeah,
in Cantonese.
Or like how's your day, or like those sort of things.
No. I mean, my parents were working all the time.
Yeah,
so
same here.
I learned from the TV, I guess.
Yeah.
That's where I'm watching, and most of the things I'm watching on TV are English. Until I guess when internet started becoming a thing, and then we started like downloading like Naruto to watch.
But do you think it's
which
like
was Japanese.
do you think it's like a generational thing though? I mean, it's just natural that this is going to happen because English is our first language.
I think it's it's because we're the second generation, for the immigrants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
So I don't think this is a specifically Chinese issue.
No, I think that could happen with Vietnamese. It could happen with Japanese, like all East Asian, or even like any ethnicity that's not English that you're coming here.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a same kind of thing. It depends really as well how, I guess, where you were born. I think so. If you were born in like Hong Kong, and then you came over here, your mother tongue is gonna be Cantonese. So you're gonna be way better.
I don't know, because when I was from 0 to 3,
yeah,
my Chinese was like impeccable.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, but where were you born?
Here.
Yeah,
I was born in London.
And how's your Cantonese now?
Because I went to school.
Yeah,
but from 0 to 3, that was basically my only language I knew.
Yeah, but from 0 to 3, what real words are you really saying? You're not saying...
So what you mean is you basically have to have your childhood in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
You had to have grown up there.
Yeah. Because obviously, like, so I think, was Ant born in Hong Kong?
No, he was born here.
Okay. Well, that theory's out the window.
Yeah.
But I still stand by that. I feel like, yeah, if you say you spend your first 5-6 years in Hong Kong and then you come here, your Cantonese is 100% going to be better than your English is.
Yeah.
And it's vice versa. If you're born here, your English is going to be way better than somebody's Cantonese who was born in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And I think that's not always the case. It's not always going to be the case, but that's definitely going to be like majority of people. Obviously, I think with Ant's family is because his family are so Chinesey. Don't you think they're like the most Chinesey? Like their community they have a big HK-ish kind of community.
Yeah. I get that.
And yeah, I don't really have a big community, I guess. The only other
Mm.
yellows I see that are older are my uncles and aunties, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not really conversing with a lot of people in Cantonese, in Ngaiwa. So again, it comes down to that. There's no gratification. I'm not really speaking it. With any real reward, which obviously I realize is a stupid thing now.
Yeah.
Because I would have wished that I can speak multiple languages.
Yeah, it's a shame. I always think back to my childhood and I'm like, I wish I just spoke more Cantonese at home.
I bet your mum said that to you. I bet
Yeah,
she said, like,
of course.
When you're older, what? You're gonna regret it.
No, she'd always be like, speak Chinese at home, speak Chinese at home, speak Chinese at home. And I'll be like, Mum, why? And then she'd always encourage me to watch TVB or Mulsin, which is like the Chinese channel that you can get in the UK. And she'd be like, watch it. Just try and make me learn Chinese.
Do you think that's the case as well for like the large Vietnamese population that we have in the UK as well? Like a lot of Vietnamese people I know, though, their Vietnamese is quite good. Is this just an ethnicity
No,
thing?
no. I just think you think it's good because you don't understand Vietnamese.
Ooh, that could be true.
Because like I hear people speak Vietnamese and I'm like, oh, their Vietnamese is all right.
Mm.
But then my fiance's like, no, it's flipping terrible. And it's vice versa. Like she hears me speak Chinese or she'll hear my brother speak Chinese and like, oh, you guys speak okay. And I'm like, believe me, it's terrible.
So maybe it's the same thing, man.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to get on a Vietnamese person.
Yeah, man.
And find out. Fucking find out.
Yeah. Well, I know loads of Vietnamese people and they basically have that same issue.
I always feel like when I go to Vietnamese people's yards, they always speak of Vietnamese to each other.
I think that's just a bit... I think it's like we can speak Chinese, but we're just saying the basic phrases that we know.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I don't really know about... Because for Chinese and Vietnamese population in the UK, there's a lot of us, right? And I've experienced a lot more of that. I can't really say that for Japanese people and Mongolians and Koreans because we have those in the UK as well. Why am I saying like those? We have those ethnicities here too.
Yeah, I think we just need to branch out.
Yeah. Hey, any Japanese listeners? Any or if any of
Korean
you listeners know any Korean people, we want to find out about the rest of the East Asians. Have we got all similarities? Let's band together, unify. We can be the United Kingdom of Asians.
Definitely, I do think it's like it's not just an Asian thing. I think it's just works across all ethnicities. Because it's naturally going to happen. You're either going to have one that's stronger than the other. It's difficult to have two that's on par unless part of your culture and life is to have both all the time. But another thing that I think is difficult is that because English and Chinese are so far apart from each other.
Yeah.
Whereas people from South America who are here, they find it a lot easier because Spanish and English are a lot closer.
Well, then
so it's easier to switch between the two. Whereas Chinese and English, they're just so completely the other side of the spectrum.
Because those the European languages and the Brazilian,
they're all quite similar.
They're all based on their English. Well, they have the same
Latin,
letters and Latin, and you can make the same sounds. But what I've noticed is like when we try to teach people how to say certain things, we have different sounds.
But even the words are similar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, and then in French and in Spanish is very similar to like Italian. Do you know what I mean? So it's they're
all because they're all derived from the same language.
Yeah, from Latin. Yeah.
But our ones is like completely fucking different. Yeah. There's different sounds that you have to use different parts of your mouth to make, and you don't actually realize until you're trying to explain that to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like when you try to say ngor, that sound I mean, if you were to write in English letters, it would be like NGOR.
Yeah.
And that NG sound.
But there's different accents.
Yeah.
So you can say ngor and then ngor, like two completely different words. That makes it a hell of a lot more.
Mate,
there's so much pressure.
Fuck me.
There's so much flipping pressure when you're bad at Chinese, right? And then you have to get the pronunciation right. And it's like, this can go terribly wrong. If I say one word,
mate,
I can be in a completely different thing and I'm going to get laughed at by everyone.
I got an example of that. I went to my mum, ngor bang. And then she was like, "What, you biscuit?"
Oh, you went ngor bang?
Yeah. That's it. So
that's
I don't.
Bad.
So and then she was bare laughing at me. So I was literally just saying I'm sick, but I evidently said I'm biscuit.
That's bad.
And she was just
cracking up.
She was belling up. My own mum was just taking the piss out of me, and I'm just there lying. They're like, I feel fucked up. Why are you laughing at me?
You're supposed to encourage me, Mom. I'm never gonna learn like this.
She goes, "What? Your biscuit?"
Yeah.
Here, son, you can have biscuit.
You're a biscuit. That's a new one.
So yeah, they're the ways that you have to say Cantonese with like a different inflection,
tough,
right?
It's
tough, like there's an upwards inflection, a downwards, like a punchy inflection.
Yeah.
It was all fucking weird, man. It's really, and I still haven't got my head around it.
Yeah, but
I still haven't got my head around it.
Do you ever when like you're meeting another Chinese person and they're like, "Oh, do you speak Cantonese?" And you're like, "No, not really." You know, you say, "I do," but it's terrible because you don't ever wanna have them speak Chinese to you and then be like, "Well, no, sorry, I'm backing out. I'm speaking English." Just no, sorry, I'm not ready for that conversation.
What I do, so like, because I work in a lot of retail as well, like when I see a Chinese customer and it's usually them speaking Mandarin to me, like I could speak to, because we went to Mandarin school together, like I could speak a little bit, right? And I want to help, but when they start asking me, "Oh, do you speak Chinese?" I would say, "Oh, I speak a little bit," and they go, "Oh, where are you from? Because you look Chinese, yeah." I go, "Oh, I'm Vietnamese Chinese." You know, I'm Yutlan Ba Kiu.
Do you say that in Mandarin?
Yeah. I say Yuan Hua Qiao.
Oh, so you learned that specifically. You learned that specifically to get you out of situations.
So yeah, that way that they're not judging man for being so shit at Chinese.
Yeah.
When I look so Chinese, because apparently my face is bare Chinese. So it's just a way to protect myself from the ridicule.
So you basically learn 3 or 4 Chinese phrases to get out of speaking Chinese. You be like,
yeah. 我说一点点.
Yeah, 一点点. That's the most popular one.
I speak a little bit of Chinese.
Yeah, I speak a little bit.
And then when they're asking, "Oh, like, where are you from?" You know, 我是越南华侨. And then they were like, oh, you speak Chinese really good.
And now they're convinced.
Yeah.
And then the next thing they say, you just be like,
yeah, 听不懂.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Don't understand.
But they're really impressed because now I framed it in their mind that I'm a Vietnamese person speaking Chinese.
Yeah.
So it's bless up, man. There's a tip for all you people who are really shit at Chinese.
Yeah. Yulan Wakio, that's a good way to get out of things. You said that with so much passion.
Yeah, I mean, That's a whole thing, innit, though. The Vietnamese born Chinese thing. Like, why did my parents not teach me Vietnamese?
Because they weren't Vietnamese.
Yeah, but they speak Vietnamese very well. Like, they could have equipped me with all of those things.
But they only speak Vietnamese because they lived in Vietnam, but it wasn't actually their home language.
Their home language was what? Ngai.
Ngai?
Yeah, and then, but they also knew Mandarin. They also know Cantonese.
Well, it's because they had to, right?
Yeah, I mean, why didn't they pass those skills? Oh, well, yeah. Then again, I wasn't really receptive.
Yeah, they they did, because they were like, okay, Ngai isn't gonna be useful because no one speaks it. It's a flipping gypsy language, traveler language, and then like Vietnamese probably won't be as useful in the world. And then Cantonese, everyone was speaking it in Hong Kong. Yeah, Hong Kong was like the hub between Europe and Asia.
Yeah, I guess that
just
time.
Cantonese.
Yeah, because Cantonese, well, Hong Kong at that time was earning P's for Hong Kong, innit?
Yeah,
I mean, for China.
Yeah.
But now everybody's like, yo, I want to learn Mandarin. That's, the language of the world. It's the language of business.
Yeah, man. Well, that's why my parents made me learn it. They had the foresight to realize that Mandarin was going to be the one to learn.
So have you used Mandarin in your day-to-day life to further your
career? Never.
Business?
Never, man.
Done anything?
No. I put a firm print during the interview stage, and they're like, can you speak Chinese? I'm like, no. Do not hire me because I can speak Chinese. It's not going to end well at all. Don't do it. English.
Did you say that?
English only. Not like that, but they're like, do you speak Chinese? They always ask, do you speak Chinese? And I'm like, a little bit, but not really.
But you were in a really high class you were like in level 6, if that's not the highest.
Not going to lie, I've got to thank the person sitting next to me. I cheated a lot.
Oh, you fucking cheated.
And even then, I just scraped it.
That was the same fucking thing that I was doing when they put me in the class with, like, we were like 16 and they put me in a class with like 10-year-olds. Yeah, and I was copying like the 10-year-old next to me.
Oh man. Do you know what was worse? Sometimes I'd cheat and I still failed. That's how bad it was, because the person I was copying, they didn't care. They didn't know it either. Rough, man.
Mate, it was I think I really went to Chinese school just to hang out with more Chinese people.
Yeah. But it's nice. That's nice about Chinese school.
Yeah.
Hang out with more Asians.
Yeah. Because obviously, I always felt that I was alone when I was in secondary and primary.
Aww.
My identity.
Lonely Asian kid. Somebody played with everyone. It's the wrong color.
Isn't that I don't know. I just felt always that I wanted to be able to band together with an ethnicity.
Yeah.
And there was nobody else that was yellow, so I felt so different.
I just think you need to...
You want to fit in when you're a kid, man.
But I think when you're that age, you just need to understand yourself. And it's difficult to understand yourself unless you're around people who are like you. Once you have a firm grip on your identity and be like, this is who I am, then you're in a position to be like, okay, now I can branch out and meet other people. Do you know what I mean?
Man, where were those insights when I was like 12, 13?
I don't know. Nowhere.
I was
no role models.
I was getting
role models.
Taking the piss out of for having dandruff.
That's just normal. You have a dandruff. You just
but they were like, oh yeah, it's because you're Chinese. I was like, fuck. What the actual fuck?
Hey, your breath smells. It's because you're Chinese.
I was like, what the fuck?
That's just straight up racist. They're not even going in for the slanty eyes or anything.
No, they did that, man. I used to, kids would call me like pan face because they would say my face is flat as a pan. I was like, what? Really?
Oh,
I never really got that as
That's
well.
An odd one.
Like squinty eyes, slanted eyes. That was a standard.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I always was confused a lot with a lot of the racist remarks.
Yeah.
That was weird.
You don't even know it's racist when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get to grips with it. You're like, is this funny? Is this normal? Is this...
Kids are dicks, man.
And then it makes you feel weird, and you're like, why do I feel weird?
Kids are dicks. When you're a kid, other kids are dicks to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. The only way to get away with it is to make sure your kid is the biggest dick. I'm joking. Don't take that advice.
Mate, I don't know, man. I want to tell my kid if a kid ever takes a piss out of you for your race, just punch him and I'll deal with the teachers. And the parents.
Yeah. I'll be like,
just fuck it, just punch him. I'll deal with the rest. of it.
yeah. I'll be like, I don't care if my kid hit the other kid, said he was being racist, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, man.
Headmaster, what are you gonna do?
We're in the 22nd century. If no, that math doesn't work out. We're in the late part of the 21st century. Yeah, with the racism should be eradicated by then the later.
It's 2030. There should be no racism, okay?
Thank you for helping me with this point. It's late in the evening. All right, so back on this subject of language, yeah. I was thinking, like, what language do I teach to my kids? Like, I really want them to know another language so that our culture doesn't die with me.
It's so important.
And I feel like it would die with me because I'm so shit at it already.
Same. I always think about this and I'm like, man, my Chinese is terrible. My kids' Chinese is going to be even worse.
Yeah, but how do we entice our kids to want to learn those languages when we didn't want to learn them ourselves?
How can they learn them if they're at home and all we do is speak English? Where are they going to pick it up from?
Fuck, man. Do we send them to Mandarin school?
I don't want to do that to my kid.
But then a lot of schools as well, they're teaching Mandarin now. Like that's a GCSE that you could take.
I think the best way is just point them off to your grandparents, because your grandparents will speak to them in the language, and you just hope they pick it up.
Well, my grandma will speak Ngai,
and I'll try and speak to them. Your mum.
Oh yeah,
not your grandma, your mum.
Yeah. No, my mum would speak Ngai as well.
Oh really?
My mum doesn't really speak Cantonese. See, she's always like about the Ngai.
You know, I've heard your mum speak at home, and it's not proper Ngai.
It's not proper Ngai.
Well, it's like Cantonese Ngai.
Is it Cantonese?
It's like Cantonese with a Ngai accent.
I mean, should we bring my mum on as a guest? We'll grill her about it.
But like when I hear my cousin speak Ngai, you can definitely tell it's Ngai.
Bro, when I hear them talking, it sounds. I can literally hear the difference between Ngaiwa and Cantonese.
She speaks to me in Cantonese though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I don't know. She speaks to me in English anyway, man.
Oh, yeah.
My mum goes, Michael, come and eat rice. I'm doing a good accent. Michael, set koyok. That's her favorite line. And then I hope our grandkids. I hope our grandkids will know Mandarin or Cantonese or Gaiwa. But that's far down the line.
Yeah, I do want them to learn another language, but I'm kind of thinking.
Well, what about Spanish?
They probably won't. They probably won't though.
Spanish is like the world's most spoken language.
Sure, if they want to learn it, fine. I'm not stopping them. I'm not gonna wake them up in the morning and be like, "Hola, cómo está, amigo?"
Habla español.
They'll be like, "What's going on? Are you Chinese? Are you Spanish? Are we Spanish, Dad?"
Oh my god! I literally saw a video today of a Chinese guy, and he's speaking Yoruba.
I don't know what Yoruba is.
It's a African language.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a Ghanaian or Nigerian or something. It's an African language, but he was speaking Yoruba, and it was mad.
Okay.
So you know, what if we just teach our kids?
He might have been half black.
Nah, he looked pure Chinese. He looked proper Chinese.
Okay.
And that makes me think, there's a lot of Chinese people that live in Jamaica and they speak patois. They speak patois.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. They live there.
Yeah, man. So it's just we just send our kids to China and they'll learn Mandarin. It's a situation thing, isn't it? It's an environment thing. Just send them to.
I had an uncle who did that.
Send them to China. And how did it work out?
I don't know. I haven't asked him. 10 years ago.
His kid just disappeared.
I actually saw him when I went LA. I didn't talk to him though, but apparently he went China for like a year to speak Chinese.
I mean, we need to find out how that went down.
I think he just speaks normal English. But I know people who do that. I know people who send their kids away to like Vietnam or China for like a year or two just so they pick up the language.
Yeah. Africans will send their kids back to Africa
and they live with their relatives.
But also is to pick up, learn the language, everything. Didn't you have any African friends? And they would be like, "Fuck, man! If I fuck up, man, my dad's gonna send me back to Africa."
Yeah, but was that serious?
They were serious, bro.
Oh,
That shit was serious.
Oh, okay.
That shit's bare serious.
Right. I thought they were just like playing banter.
Nah, man. I think it's serious, you know.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, we're digressing.
Yeah. One last thing. Like, what I've noticed about me, right, is that when I speak to my elders, I speak in Chinglish still.
Yeah.
and so it's a combination of like English, Chinese, Ngai.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I
Like,
know.
how do I get past that, man?
I think you're just doing the best you can do. I mean, I think Chinglish is fine. You know?
That's mad that my grandma's had to accommodate for me.
Yeah.
Like, she's you know, lived here for however many years now. I think like 30 odd years. And she, you know, her English isn't that great, but she accommodates for me. And sometimes I have to really like, the bus, bus, or
You're so loud.
banana.
You don't know how to say banana in Chinese.
No, yeah, I can't think of an actual.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Like, 嗰個男人去個街市electronic
What the fuck are you
guys.
saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And she would clock what I'm trying to say. And what I'm essentially saying is that man went to the
didn't say that,
the
man.
electric shop.
You said that. Lam.
Lam
You went that south.
Oh shit! I said the wrong lamb. You see, and that's how bad my Cantonese is, and my grandma still had to accommodate for me.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to take some more Cantonese lessons.
Do you know the funniest thing happened? So my brother was talking to my dad about the Hong Kong protest.
Yeah. What, in
And
English or in
Well,
Cantonese?
he was trying to say it in Chinese, and he went in for like 5 minutes,
Oh,
right? And then I was listening, and even I couldn't understand it. And I was like, I don't know a single word you're saying, Jimmy. And then after 5 minutes of my dad listening, he just went like this. I didn't understand a single word of that.
so what did Jimmy do after?
Jimmy was just like, oh man, I knew it. I was like, sorry, bro.
What, he knew that his Chinese would be
Well, he
shit?
knew he was struggling so bad. He was struggling to put the words together, but he was trying to say something so passionate. You know, he was trying to be so political. You know, he was trying to put this eloquent argument together. And my dad was just like, I don't know what you said there. I didn't get a single word of that.
But does your dad and Jimmy not converse in English?
They try and do like both, Chinese and English.
Oh, is your dad's English not that great?
Yeah, it's not that great.
Like,
He can communicate.
so would it be easier to have that conversation in English? About the politics.
Nah. So you have to use like quite advanced vocabulary, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That he's just never exposed to. So you'd have to do it in Chinese, but then we don't have the vocabulary to say the things that we want to in Chinese.
Because we've
So we just have to join words that we know together, and be like,
fuck.
you know,
Tatsang.
yeah, tutsa. There's a lot of that. You just try and put words together that you think mean something, and hoping that they would get it.
Bro, even like simple conjunctions, I just don't like if and. I don't even know those.
I think you just need to watch more TVB. That shit helps, you know.
I don't know if there's any hope for me, Lamb.
Nah,
I think
your kids are just gonna speak English.
I
Man.
think the white people have me.
I think you're just gonna be speaking English. I bet you in 3 or 4 generations, our kids, they're just not gonna know any. They're just gonna be English.
Nah, but Duolingo is a thing, fam.
Yeah, but
Duolingo.
it's not natural, mate. Duolingo is not the best way to learn a language because I did so many Spanish lessons and I thought I was so good, but unless you're speaking it every day to Spanish, like with Spanish people, it ain't the same.
We just have to send our
popping.
kids out to you know, China.
Yeah,
And send them for a year.
Well, maybe in 2 or 3 generations, everyone will just be speaking Chinese. China will have just ruled the world by then.
Maybe. Who knows?
And then it'll be the complete opposite, and we'll be like, English. It's a great language to learn. Speak English at home, son. Stop speaking Mandarin.
English ain't even the #1 most spoken language in the world.
What? Shut up. No, no.
It's Spanish.
Spanish.
I think it's Spanish, bro.
I know it's always been second or third.
Yeah, I think the number one is Spanish. Let's just Google this. Number one, world's most spoken language. It's gonna be Spanish. Oh fuck!
What is it? Mandarin.
It's Mandarin
Shit.
by a long fucking shot.
How many?
1,197 million people speak Mandarin.
So it's 1.1 billion.
Yeah, I guess so. 1.1 billion. But I guess if you have those numbers, you'll understand that Spanish is only 406 million.
And what's English?
335.
Oh shit! So it's third.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Spanish, bro. It's coming up.
I think it's just due to the sheer population of people in China.
Well, yeah.
Because there's 1 billion people in China.
That's it. That makes up
That
most
basically
of it.
makes it.
So
makes it
the
up.
other 200 million is everybody else around the world.
Yeah.
But then you have to think about Spanish, right? You've got Mexico, you've got Spain.
Well, you basically got the whole of South America.
Yeah, and well, Spanish and Portuguese, variants, man.
Yeah, but Portuguese is so small. But then most of South America just speaks Spanish, right?
Well, Portuguese is only is 202 million. That's only half of Spanish.
Wait. Portuguese is 202 million.
People.
Oh yeah, well Brazil is Portuguese, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's a big population.
Mm.
So maybe we should just start doing the show in Mandarin. We went to Mandarin school.
Yeah, what is it going to be? Hi,
你好
I speak Chinese.
How
我
are 说
you?
中文，我是越南华侨。
一点点.
There is no hope for our success in this world,
Nah, man.
in the language world. Please, man,
It's a bit of a shame.
please. No, actually, don't worry. They're gonna implant biochips in our heads sometime in the future, and we'll just have all the information downloaded into our brain.
What, like the Matrix?
Yeah, man. And then I know kung fu, and I won't have to do hours and hours of training.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then boom.
Just make me play as good as Messi.
Yeah, or fucking why am I saying that? Well, we don't even need that. The technology already exists to live translate somebody.
Oh, what, like through an app?
Yeah. And I mean, obviously Google Translate already does it really, really well on a conversational level.
Yeah.
But there are devices that people exist where you just put it in your ear and someone speaks to it and it speaks back to you in English.
But that's not as good as actually speaking it.
No, but it's kind of like Star Trek, innit? Or when they had the thing and like the decoder and it makes everybody speak the same fucking language.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
speak English.
Yeah.
Mate, we don't even fucking need to. But the culture could die with us.
Yes.
See, all the business meetings and all of those, by that time, the computers would have learned, man. Constructing those sentences will be super, super easy. And Google Translate will learn. It will get better. Because right now, it's kind of like, when you translate it, it's kind of like, I go shopping.
Still learning.
Yeah. And then later, it's going to be, I had a fantastic trip to the mall.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a fantastic trip to the mall.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we can wrap up this conversation about language. And I think what we've learned is that we suck at Cantonese and Ngaiwa and Mandarin. And we did go to school for Mandarin. And I also went to school for Cantonese.
And you're just bad across the board for all of them.
I'm bad across the border. I don't know the inflections.
Maybe you just had to learn too much.
Vocab.
Maybe you should have just focused on one.
Do you know what? The thing with me is I'm a very physical learner. Like, I like doing things with my hands and, like, I'm great with editing these videos because, I'm clicking and I'm typing and I'm moving stuff. But when you have to start learning languages, it makes it a bit harder, man, because it's all up in here. It's all up in your head.
You got to use your brain.
Yeah.
It's too much for me. Too much for my Asian
Not
mind.
that I'm not using my brain when I'm doing physical stuff, but maybe that part of my brain that does the physical learning stuff.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So yeah, all we've learned is that my language skills are shite. Lamb's language skills are shite, but they're slightly better than mine. And
which isn't saying much, but
and,
at least there's a silver lining.
I think the culture could die with our children. We'll probably send them to China, to a concentration camp somewhere.
Man, not the most positive way to end it, is it? Everything's shite. Culture's ending. Fantastic.
Well, we've opened up the conversation now, and maybe we can take the steps forward to better ourselves.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be the future. It's only our current future.
Or we're just gonna get mocked, and everyone's gonna be like, "Yo, my Chinese, I'm actually impeccable at my second language."
Everybody comes out the woodworks. Like,
yeah,
man, we're fucking fully fluent. We
Shameful.
run a international business with Hong Kong and shit.
Shame
Shame
on you.
Asians will fucking do that, you know. Asians will shame you. They'll be like, "Wow, you're Chinese and you can't speak Chinese," with that condescending tone. It's happened, bro.
Yeah,
I'm really hurt.
I ain't gonna name call people, but yeah, man.
On that note. What's going on? Welcome again to this portion segment piece, collaboration of episode segments. I'm never really good with words.
Smooth, bro.
We call this.
Well, not even good with English. No wonder your Chinese is so terrible.
Fuck you. We call this section Asian Pride.
Bit harsh. Asian Pride.
Lamb.
This.
Seeing as you're ridiculing me, who have you got today? Who do we need to share?
Yeah,
with our audience.
I think this is a guy who's been doing.
Wait. Sorry, I didn't even explain what Asian Pride is.
Oh, okay. Well, Asian Pride is kind of like
this segment.
We just want to bring out some positivity around an Asian person who's just doing a lot, doing some bits, and we just want to big him up.
Yes. So who do we have today?
So today, I want to do Henry Golding.
Hey.
I think he's been doing a lot in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
And I think
Crazy
we haven't
Rich
really
Asians.
had Crazy Rich Asians. He also did a film with Blake Lively.
Emilia Clarke? Is that the new one?
Emilia Clarke, yeah. He's got a new rom-com out.
Yeah.
Christmas rom-com, last Christmas.
Yeah.
So I feel like, he's a leading man in Hollywood now. Not like the big movies, but he's been a leading man in a lot of movies. And I think it's worth bigging him up, Like, but it's not often you see like an Asian lead.
Does it really count? Like, obviously, I don't want to, disregard what he's doing, because obviously what he's doing is fantastic for him, his career and whatnot. But is he the prime example of an Asian? Does he? I don't know him. Does he associate with being white or being East Asian? Like, are those things collaborative? Are they separate?
Well,
is he really the best example of can we really count him as being the role model for East Asians? Because he's half.
Well, I don't know. Well, that's a personal question. You have to ask him, like, how he associates. I mean, that's his.
Yeah.
Like, that's his identity. Like, however he wants to.
Yeah, but
play it and like.
I mean, I want the Chinesiest of persons.
Yeah.
To be in that role with Blake Lively and Emilia Clarke, and like. I feel like it's the white production, the white Hollywood scene, slowly easing in the audiences into the vanilla with a half vanilla, half yellow.
They're not ready. They're not ready for the full sweet and sour. They got to bring in a bit of cider milk with it.
No, it's okay. The perfect example of this is basically Chinese takeaways in the UK, where they do fish and chips as well.
Oh, right.
So they ease in the local community, because they're like, look, we do fish and chips, but we also do Chinese takeaway.
Oh, sorry, Henry. if you ever listen to this, apologies.
No hate. No, I said no hate, no prejudice. Man's obviously doing bits, and I at this moment I'd rather take that than not have that at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'd rather
it's
take
still
that.
It's still a win for our community, right?
Yeah, 100. But I feel like we're not there yet. We're not yet there.
Because he's half white.
Of the Asian wave, that was more of like an Asian splash.
It's Asian splash. half.
It's like you threw a pedal. It wasn't a boulder dropping into the sea, man. Because there wasn't a big tidal wave. I want like.
I think he's incredible, and I think he's done a lot in his career.
Yeah.
And he's half Asian, half Malaysian, not half English. So he's British, Malaysian.
Yeah.
And I still think, as a Malaysian actor, he still clearly wants to represent Asian people. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And I think he definitely has an affinity with the Asian culture, and it's something that he latches onto. Well, I wouldn't say latch on, but has an affinity to. So I'm very proud of the work that he does, and
Oh,
I think he's a great guy.
Taking the high road, making me look like a dick.
I just think he's a great guy.
I just like to put it out there. I'm just, I'm fighting both sides of the argument. You hear?
Yeah.
We open it up for conversation.
Yeah.
No hate, no hate. I love you, Henry. If you want to cast me as like, the side man in your thing, like it's calm. I will back that still.
Yeah.
If you want me, like I'm game. I'll do whatever you want.
Right.
I gotta grumble now. Like imagine, mate, imagine the scenario of man meeting Henry Golding. He goes, I watch your podcast. Fuck you.
He's just like, you said you'll do whatever.
Oh yeah, get on your feet. I'm into some weird shit.
Have you seen that Stephen Chow movie? And they've got like loads of poo.
And it's like, lick my toe with all this shit on it.
Yeah.
And cobwebs and shit.
Yeah.
And then he goes, the cobwebs are cotton candy.
Yeah.
But the shit is shit.
Yeah. It's like, it's sweet. And then he just licks it all up, and then he eventually gets the actual poo.
I think, you need to go watch that film. I think that was like God of Gamblers?
Something like that.
I think it's God of Gamblers. It might be the first or second one, but if anybody can tell us, I'd love to rewatch that scene. That was
sick movie.
Fucking the amount of comedy. Anyways, we really sidetracked there. Props to Henry Golding, man. You are doing bits. You're doing absolute bits. But I'm waiting for the Asian wave. And is
he not part of it?
And you're the Asian splash.
Asian splash, indeed. I think he's the first. I think he's the cavalry. Not the cavalry. Do you know when you go into battle in the first regiment?
Oh, they're the shit ones. They're like the scouts, no?
No. Like they're the ones that go into battle first.
Oh,
the first wave.
The first line of
he's like the first wave, man.
Don't you send your most expendable men? Or do you send the man?
No, you send the real heroes.
You send the proper heroes.
You send the real heroes because they're the ones that are willing. They know that they're the first ones to die.
Oh shit!
And they're still going out there. But that's not even the metaphor I'm going for. That's not the analogy I was going for. I just meant he's out there. He's the first one out there.
Yeah, he's the first one.
He's out there,
opening the door.
Well,
for the
first one, I don't know.
No,
but he's definitely part of this new wave, and he's definitely right there, dead and center right now.
Right now, he's making a stand.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, I'd love to see like what's his name? Stephen Yeun as his character instead. With Emilia Clarke, because he's like full on, Asian American.
Yeah.
Like full on Asian splash. Yeah.
And only then will you be accepted. You've got to be pure blood. I don't want any of this other blood mixing in. It ain't right.
No, it's not. Now I just look like a racist. Cheers, lad. So
well,
on that note,
I'm sorry, but that's kind of how it came out.
That's Asian pride, guys. Make what you want of it.
Good topic. I'm sorry, that's how it came out. That was the elephant in the room.
I think it's great, man, because we fight on both sides of it.
It's got to be pure blood. I just want only Chinese blood in there. Only then will it be okay.
Only a full Vietnamese man. Only a full-on Korean.
English accent, get out of here.
That's pretty much it for this show. We talked about language, and then we got a bit dicey there, talking about Henry Golding, but
got a bit passionate there. Feelings were known.
It's all love. We just want to open it up for a conversation, and we just want to talk about each side of the argument for everybody.
Yeah, man.
Because you know what, they're some of these views that we have, they're not our own. We're just voicing the community as well, people that we've spoken to and other things. But we've had a really good chat today.
Yeah, man. I think we went deep about our own language issues.
We got really introspective there, and I had a real look at my own culture, and
that's it.
I'm really ashamed of myself. For shame. For shame to me. So yeah, you know what it is. Respect the Mic podcast. Thank you again for tuning in. For everybody who's listening, we really do appreciate it, Lam. We really say it. Tell them how we appreciate it.
We really do appreciate it.
We were fucking appreciate.
We really do appreciate. I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Honestly, the love has been so good. Like, we really do.
And come on, guys, we want to hear more from you. More of these comments. We've had a few so far. People get involved if you're listening. Whatever platform, just message us. If you're listening on your phone, screenshot it and share it, and tell us the time that you're listening to this. If you put the timestamp in there, I'd love to know that. And just 'cause
man.
I'm Asian and I want to know the stats. What time is the best time to release the episodes for everybody here? Screenshot it, share it. You know where you can find us, at Respect the Mic Pod on Instagram. And if you'd like to email us, send us a question or anything, it's respectthemicrophone@gmail.com. And you can find me on Instagram, on Twitter, at Michael H. Truong.
You can find me on Instagram,
I'm putting my middle finger to Lam right now because he laughed at me.
Hong Mike Lam, and then on my Twitter is _Familam.
And
Find me both there. I've got great content. Honestly, follow me. It'll be a blast.
Is it? Lam, stop trying to plug yourself that much. Is it really that? I'm gonna look at your Twitter right now, and I'm gonna have a look after this episode and see whether it really is a blast.
All right, no need to judge.
No judgment,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
No judgment, man. I'm just here opening the conversation for our fans and listeners, and that's it. That's pretty much it for the show, man. Peace out.
Bless.
We'll see you again next week.